Good afternoon, everyone, and hopefully you can hear us now. We're experiencing a few technical issues here at Radio Rebels, but we do hope that you can hear us now loud and clear. We're here today from the new Oval. It's the home of Bedworth United. I must give some thanks to Dan Branch, who's just helped me out here. We've had a few little problems with some technical issues, but we're back and we're up, so thank you, Dan, for that. Also, we would like to apologise to anyone who tried to listen in last week for the game against Dorking. Unfortunately, when we're not in an area where there's decent signal, and Dorking, a lovely setting as it was, unfortunately we couldn't get any signal at all to do the internet, so we couldn't broadcast. So my apologies for that there. Hopefully you can hear us loud and clear now. I'll run through with you the teams for you in a second. I'm just trying to get everything up started. We're a little bit late running, obviously. We've got 4 or 5 minutes before kickoff, so we're not overly behind time. I'll run through the teams with you in a second. Unfortunately, just on my own today, Mick, the MyFC chairman, was due down today, but he's unfortunately not well today. So all the best to Mick, who's at home, and hopefully we're all going up and running. So I'll run through with you for the teams here today. Starting with the home team, Bedworth United, who would be playing in green tops, green shorts and green socks. In goal is Denham Hines. 2, Chad Degville Cross. 3 is Luke Rowe. 4, Andy Westwood. 5, and the captain, Kyle Cartwright. 6 is Nathan Haynes. 7, Ben Steen. 8, new signing James Jepson. 9, Aaron Wint. 10, Daniel Creaney. 11 is Richard Wesley. And the subs for Bedford today are Alex Norton. 12, 14, David Blenkinsop. 15, Mark Albrighton. 16 is Chris Tulin, and 17 in Aaron Bain. Slough will be playing in their all purple, and their team with the return in goal of Mark Scott. 2, Sean Fraser. 3, Ryan Parsons. 4, Guy Hollis. 5, captain is Gary McDonald. 6 is Nathan Webb. 7 is Jamie McClurg. 8, Adam Martin. 9 is Scott Harris. 10, Lewis Putman. 11, Warren Harris. And substitutes for today for the Rebels: Dan Hicks wears 12, the new signing. 14 is Ben Edwards. 15, Jake Parsons. 16 is Charlie Empire. And 17 is player manager Neil Baker. So you can contact us here at MyFC Rebels Radio. We hopefully you can all hear us. I'm going to make sure that we're all working, so just bear with me. Just make sure everything's going. We seem to be going good, so we'll just run through. Now, I don't normally do this because I do try. I know people listening will go, You're not normally professional," but I do try to be professional. But I do need to take a minute out because 2 of the most important girls in my life are at home listening in. So I've got to say hello to my gorgeous, gorgeous grandchildren. So hello, Livy. And hello, Lila. Grandad will see you later on the way back from football. It'll be a little bit late near your bedtime, but I'll be there to tuck you in tonight. So apologies for doing that, but it's not often that we have the grandkids, and unfortunately I'm missing them today. So we're here today at a 3G pitch here. The first one we've played on this season. It looks very good. There's a lot of changes since Slough last came to Bedworth, and the last visit for Slough to Bedworth was against we lost 5-3, and that was a season that Bedworth won the promotion. So they not the best of times, and they're just decided what's going on. It looks like Slough will be kicking from left to right. Now the ground has changed quite a lot since the last time that we came down. There's no cover behind any of the goals. It's a 3G pitch, which is obviously it's kind of got no cover behind the goals. It's rented out as a sports unit as well, so there's no cover, and we're in a lovely stand here on the left hand side. Not many people around it. Slough fans just making their way to kind of go behind the goal on that far hand side, and it looks like the referee has decided everything's going. The referee today is Mr. Thomas Hancock, his assistants Ian Pascu and Richard May, and it looks like we are literally about to start the kick-off here from the new Oval in Bedworth. All in green Bedworth versus all in purple Slough Town. Slough Town 2 clean sheets in a row, looking to make it 3. Change up front as the game kicks off, and new signing Jepson on the ball quickly out to the left back Rowe. Rowe plays the ball long down the line. First test for Fraser, well headed by Guy Hollis. McClurg up against Westwood, who seems to be playing the midfield. won by McClurg. Plays the ball down the line and first touch for Scott Harris. Slight challenge there from Jepson. He's fallen to Lewis Putman. Lewis Putman just charging into the penalty area. He's on his wrong foot. He's going to try and cut inside. Good tackle there as Putman comes in onto his left foot, and the ball's immediately kicked at Warren Harris, and it's out for a throw-in. So the game has started very quickly there, and Putz was just about to charge into the penalty area, just cut inside onto his left foot, and the ball's thrown forward. It's been headed on. There's a free kick there for a foul, a high foot. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out there. I was trying to say low head and high foot. But there's some Slough fans there by us as Fraser takes the free kick out towards Nathan Webb on that far hand side. He slips a little on the turf. Brings it back to Adam Martin. Martin back to Ryan Parsons. Parsons back to McDonald. McDonald will look long for Warren Harris. It's headed in. It will come through to Sean Fraser. He's beaten to the ball there by Degville Cross, and Sean Fraser just gives a free kick away, and it's a free kick to Bedworth just inside their own half, and it's Jepson. Is it going to be Jepson, the new signing, who signed from Kettering to start? The referee's not happy with something that's going on. I don't see what. Oh, he's calling. He's just let Sean Fraser run 30 yards back to defend this free kick and to call him over just to have a go at him for the tackle. But hey ho, that's the referee for you. So we've early days here, long journey up, a few delays for the Slough Town supporters coach on the way up, but we are up here. So we've made it through, and it will be a free kick just inside the Bedworth half. It will be taken by Cartwright, the captain. He's looking for the ball deep into the far hand side. And there's a foul given away there by Garrick McDonald straight away. He's just on the edge of the penalty, just leaning in a little bit onto Aaron Wintz, the number 9 for Bedworth there. And Bedworth will have a free kick. It's a good position to have a free kick. It looks like the left back row is one going over. It's literally just to the edge of the penalty box, and it's about 5 yards to the side of the pitch. It looks like it's going to be left for Luke Rowe, the left back, to take this one in. Two-man wall for the Rebels in McClurg and Warren Harris. The referee signalling no arms up. Putman's had to come back. Slough put everyone behind the ball here now. It will be Rowe to take the free kick. It's flicked in. It's flicked on, and it's in! And Bedworth have scored within 3 minutes. And it's their first goal at home in the league. And it's been scored by Carl Cartwright, the captain of Bedworth. Onto the cross there, flicks it past Mark Scott, who's returning in goal after suspension. Not a lot he could do with that one, I'm afraid. And immediately, it's Bedworth United 1, Slough Town 0. And like I say, that's the first goal Bedworth have scored at home in the league. And it's come from a silly free kick given away by Gary McDonald. And Slough immediately start quickly. Ball's played out to Ryan Parsons. Played up to the ball to Martin. Martin's tackled by Westwood. It's come to Nathan Webb on that far hand side. Good strong challenge. Webb goes past 2. Plays the ball through. It's a little bit forward, but a little bit further for Lewis Putman to chase, and the keeper just lets that roll out. And Slough fans just a little bit shocked there by going on their first chance of the game. And immediately Slough conceded. So Hines is in his orange kit. Long ball forwards. First to the ball again Now, again, a bit of pettiness here. The referee has just given a free kick for offside, even though Slough had the ball and were bringing the ball out. But you can't complain about the referees. They do a good job normally. And McDonald's having to take the ball 10 yards back. And Scott will take this free kick. It's just in the middle of the Slough half. Scott, wearing all yellow today with orange boots, plays the ball forwards. It's well won by the right back, Degville Cross, but it's coming as far as Adam Martin. Martin slips on this surface. Obviously no boots. Slough got to get used to this. Bedworth slightly used to the ball's up. Wintz up against Parsons. Wintz on the cuts inside. Plays it back to Rowe. Rowe plays it into the middle for Westwood. Plays it to Steen. Steen plays it out to the right back, Degville Cross. He plays the ball into the middle. Sean Fraser with a clearance. Comes as far as Nathan Webb. Doesn't get a good touch on the ball. And immediately Bedworth seems to be up for this today. Steen is on the ball. Back towards Jepson. Jepson out to Wesley. Wesley been tackled by Warren Harris. And Warren Harris has done well to win the ball. Plays it down the line, but easy meat and drink that is for Westwood for Bedford. Hollis wins the head. It only comes as far as Luke Rowe. Luke Rowe plays it in. Wint turns. He shoots. And safely into the hands of Mark Scott, who bowls the ball out immediately, non-stop in this game. He's giving it to Ryan Parsons. Parsons comes back in. Every time a ball's played, you can see the little bit of black ball's rubber just flicking up. Long ball for Creaney to chase. Cleared by McDonald. Parsons fouled there on the far-hand side. A little bit of a silly challenge, but not the best of starts here at the new oval. And I think Slough just having trouble adapting to the 3G pitch here. Slough with only a 15-man squad today. Neil Baker having to be on the bench as well. And Slough just a little bit shocked. And not many of the Slough fans behind the goal making a bit of noise here. So Mark Scott with the free kick. This one's aimed long. He's actually going to shoot. And he's actually, Hines in the Bedworth goal has just picked that ball up literally 3 or 4 yards off his line. But I don't know if Mark Scott was talking about it. We did have a conversation when he did the commentary about him shooting. Ball's won by McDonald to Adam Martin. Martin looking for a ball forwards, but it's cleared by And Bedworth seems to be playing a free at the back system, free centre backs. As the ball's flicked on, Putman's up against. So I can't see because there's a green post in the way. The ball's been flicked on by Creaney into the path of Westwood. Westwood trying to play the ball in. Plays it over the top of McDonald, and it's Wint. Wint inside the penalty area for Bedworth. He's going to put it on his right. He's put it in the back of the net. And Bedworth lead 2-0. And Slough Town are not enjoying this at all. Absolutely terrible defending by Slough. They're just letting Bedworth walk all the way through them. And it's not the best here today, but 2-0 to Bedworth, and we've only played 7 minutes. And Slough are just abject in their defending. Gary McDonald at fault there. He's just let the ball go over his head to Wint, and he decided to run into the box rather than challenge and get close to the player. Wint's cut in onto his right foot, put the ball into the far corner, past the despairing dive of Mark Scott, and Bedworth are 2-0 up after 7 minutes. Slough kick off and Bedworth immediately want to get the ball back. Jepson, the new signing, with the ball. Tackled by Warren Harris. This time Scott Harris puts a bit of meat in that tackle. It's come through to Adam Martin. Martin out to Ryan Parsons. Parsons crosses the halfway line to Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb cuts inside. Plays the ball to Scott Harris. Scott Harris on the edge of the box. Tries to get it McClurg. McClurg will shoot. And it's safely into the hands of Denham Hines. And Hines will take his time with that one. But end-to-end football here at the new oval. And it's Hines in his purple kit. Long kick again forward. This time McDonald will win it. He shins that one off the side of the pitch. And Slough defensively have not started very well at all here. So Slough just looking for a little bit of leadership from McDonald. Not the best of beginnings. And Slough just looking a little bit wary. Every time they're playing the ball, the black rubber bits are coming off. You just wonder if it's affecting them. Bedworth obviously playing here before, but the first time they scored 2 goals at home, apart from in the midweek in the FA Cup replay against Holwell Sports, which they won. Ball's been played forward. It's just been caught. Cartwright, it's got it into the face. He's down injured. The ball just smacked him straight in the face there. And the referee has stopped the game. And we can have a time to relax and breathe. So yeah, long journey up here today. A little bit of traffic. I don't know how the players were doing well, but they've not started the best here. And Bedworth, bottom of the table, are belying that position. They've started very well. Been the better of the two teams, and they're just getting a bit of instruction here from the managers. And some taking a water break, because it's Cartwright who's down. He's just got the ball in the face. He's being treated by the physio. And we'll just wait see what goes on. So if you do want to contact us today, you can contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio. Yeah, we're just you can ask any questions you like. I'll try to answer them in the best of ways that we can. And Cartwright's up on his feet. He's just making his way off there. And it's like Bedworth will kick the ball back towards Mark Scott in the Slough goal. Just waiting. The referee hasn't decided. I don't know what he's doing. He's bringing the ball a long way away from where the action actually was, or where the injury was. So we'll see what the referee, Mr. Hancock, does. He's actually telling Slough that Slough's got to kick the ball back to the Bedworth United goalkeeper, and that's what Adam Martin duly does. And Hines almost lets that ball run through his legs, and Putman chases the ball down to make sure that Hines is time wasting already. So we've played 10 minutes here, and for those of you who have missed it, it is Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. Goals coming in the 3rd and the 7th minute, and then McDonald up against Creaney there. Both got arms over each other, and the referee decides that that's a foul to the Rebels. Seemed a bit strange, very much like the Diego Costa and Laurent Koscielny challenge in the Chelsea-Arsenal match. As the ball's played forward from the free kick, first to the ball is Degville Cross for Bedworth, but it's out to Ryan Parsons. Parsons into Scott Harris. Scott Harris turns out to Nathan Webb on that far-hand side. Webb has to come inside this time. Tries to play the ball back. He gets it ball back. Lucky reflection. Shoots to Scott Harris. He chests it down. On to Lewis Putman, just inside the penalty box on the far-hand side. Putman brings it back onto his left foot, plays it into the middle, and it's well headed wide by Richard Wesley for Bedworth, and Slough get the first corner of the game, and it looks like Warren Harris will be the man who goes over to take that. And Slough will just be sending up. It looks like it's Hollis going. No, it's just going to be Guy McDonald. Gary McDonald is going up for this one for Slough. And McDonald goes to the near post on the run, goes into the middle now. It's a bit of a cluster there. And it's over the top of everyone. McDonald will try his best to keep this in on that far-hand side. Up against Jepson. Ball's played in straight away, but that's overhit by Ryan Parsons. And it's safely out for a throw-in. Goal kick, sorry. And Hines in no hurry to take that for Bedworth United. And we'll keep you up to date with some scores from around the grounds as they go. But Slough not having the greatest of starts, and Denham still taking his time with this goal kick. Again, McDonald up against Creaney. Good battle between the two of them. Jepson first to the ball. Ryan Parsons pushing the back there. And a silly foul there by Ryan Parsons. And the Bedworth player is down on the ground. He's not injured. It's Ben Steen. Just got to push in the back there. And we'll see how it goes today, but I think Slough are just going to struggle a little bit on this pitch. Not used to playing on 3G pitches. It is a lovely pitch. It's got no bumps. It's all flat, but you can just see where all the black little rubber balls are. And it's a free kick that Jepson will take for Bedworth. It's aimed towards Creaney. Creaney does well to win the header, but he's offside, and it will be pulled back, and Slough will have a free kick deep in their own half, which Mark Scott will take. Scott with a long kick aimed towards Scott Harris. Harris flicks it onto Putman. Putman turns onto his left foot. He goes inside, shoots. It's deflected, and it's going to be a corner to the Rebels. So 2-0 is the score here. In case you're wondering, it's a corner to Slough. It's going to be Warren Harris going over on that far hand side to take. Just keep your eye on what goes on in the middle. This time Slough all bunched together. Warren Harris to take this free kick. This time he chips it in. It's easily cleared, but it comes straight back to Warren Harris. He's going to let that run out for another corner. And not the best of corners, that one by Warren Harris. Didn't beat the first man. This time Guy Hollis, it's actually not even gone out for a corner. It's actually a throw, which means that Guy Hollis will come forwards for this one. McClurg will come back and drop. And Warren Harris made the mistake there of not getting that ball and keeping it in to play it back in. Ball's thrown in it's a long throw. It's right into the penalty. Scott Harris is up first, but can't direct his header towards the goal. And it's out on the far hand side for a goal kick to Bedworth. Another latest score for you is Porton Rovers 0, Kettering 1. Biggleswade 0 and Poole 0. And Denham Hines, the Bedworth goalkeeper, taking his time here with the goal kick. This time it's Angel Long again. This time it's Wint. Wint wins a header. Creaney's been at his hand held by Hollis. Back to Wint. Wint plays it out to Lowe, who seems to be playing as a left wing back. And ball's been played off Wesley. And it's out for a throw in on this near hand side. And Sean Fraser will take this throw in. the game's settled down a little bit here. 15 minutes gone. It's 2-0 to Bedworth. Jepson wins it for Bedworth, and Fraser looking to take this throw in quickly. 2 long throw in. It's both Harris brothers going for this ball, but it will be cleared by Haynes, and it's going to be throw in to Bedworth, just level with the Bedworth penalty area. And just Bedworth in no hurry to take this. It's Wesley, the number 11 for Bedworth with the throw. It's flicked on by Wint. This time it's flicked on by Lowe, and first player to the ball is Creaney, and he had 4 Slough players brought in, but none of them went to the ball. And it's out to the right back, Degville Cross. He seems to be playing right wing back. Down the line to Steen. Back into Jepson. Jepson plenty of time, not being closed down. Tries to put that one in. Creaney up against McDonald. McDonald first to that header. McClurg first to this next one. Putman wins the ball back. Deep inside his own half. He's going to have to try and get it out, but it's cleared by Westwood. Only as far as Creaney. It's come through, and it will fall to Westwood. Steen, that one. Steen out to Lowe. Lowe to Jepson. Jepson looking for the overlap run of Richard Wesley. It's a great run by him. And he was in a bit of space there, unfortunately. But he couldn't get a decent cross onto that one. And he side-footed that one out. And it's out for a goal kick. So Slough will have a goal kick. Mark Scott will take it, returning after Luke Williams has kept 2 clean sheets in a row in his last 2 games, but work commitments have made him unable to attend today. Warren Harris up against Rowe. This time Rose flicks it on. Putman gets first to the ball. It's down the line though, and it's from Bedworth to Rowe. And is it still in play? No, it's out for a throw in, and that'll be just in front of us. And it's just by the home dugout for the throw. Fraser takes towards Putman. Putman's challenged immediately by the Cartwright. It's come through to Jepson. Jepson plays the ball into the middle to Steen. Good challenge there by Ryan Parsons. First to the ball. Adam Martin gets the rebound. Out towards Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb trying to flick the ball forwards. Well cleared by the captain Cartwright. And Rowe can clear the ball. This time Fraser flicks the head on. McClure comes across to win the ball for Slough to Warren Harris. Warren Harris cuts inside. Tries to play the ball down for his brother Scott. Scott will have to do well to keep that one in. He does keep it in, but can only direct it into the hands of Denham Hines, who takes his time again. Again, he's just no hurry there. He's just playing for time already. So he bowls the ball out to Degville Cross on that far hand side. The right back plays the ball forwards. McDonald up against Creaney, and Creaney's got into the way, and it's a back pass from McDonald, cleared by Scott, but that one can't be kept in, and it's a throw in on the far hand side to Bedworth, and again they're in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to take this. We've got Cheshire United nil, Cirencester nil. That's at Cirencester, so no goals there. And the ball's played in. It's won by Webb. Cleared by Ryan Parsons up the line. Degville Cross first to the ball. Adam Martin chests it down. He's trying to release Scott Harris. Scott Harris up against Haynes, but it will just roll into the arms of Hines. This time he bowls the ball out quickly to Wesley. Wesley looking for the long ball down. Hollis will win this header. He heads it back. Comes towards Steen. Out towards Rowe. Rowe try to go past Fraser. And Fraser picks the ball up, expecting to throw an attack, and the referee says no, it's a Bedworth throw. And very strange decision. Ball's played in to Westwood. He loses it. It's come off Lewis Putman. It'll be a throw in just on the halfway line for Bedworth. So we've played 19 minutes here. It's Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. And the ball's played in quickly from the throw in. It's won immediately by Bedworth, and this time Jepson puts the ball in. It's had to be cleared by McDonald. It's a throw-in, just level with the edge of the Slough Town penalty area. And it's Rowe, the left wing-back, by the looks of it, who's going to take this one. Plays it into Westwood, gets it back. Closed down by Warren Harris. It comes through to Wint, scorer of the second goal. Loses out to Putman, but Jepson plays a lovely ball down the line for Rowe. Rowe puts a decent cross in. McDonald up against Creaney, and McDonald wins the header. Ryan Parsons with this second clearance, but only as far as the right wing back Degville Cross. Degville Cross plenty of time to get the ball in. Creaney's totally unmarked, and he's directed that away, but Mark Scott's had to come diving across to save that one. In theory, he could have left it. It would have gone wide, but it's out. It's a throw on the far hand side of Bedworth. They take it quickly. Nathan Webb's won the ball. It's come off his hand, and it's going to be a free kick on that far hand side. And it's just settled down a little bit here. Again, Jepson, who's just signed from Kettering in the midweek. He'll be the person that takes this one. Is he going to leave it for... They're going to leave it for Rowe. So Rowe will come across to take this free kick. And this will be very much like the first goal that Bedworth scored after 2.5 minutes. Again, plays the ball. And this time it's a lot deeper. And no trouble whatsoever. And Mark Scott acrobatically hurdles the fence going around the pitch and does the same coming back. He's obviously in a hurry to get Slough back in the game. Bedworth so far have played 8 games this season. They've won none, drawn 2, lost 6. They've only scored 3 goals all season in the league. They've got 2 more here today. And Scott, this time it's scuffed up. It's well won by Warren Harris. Cleared down the line by Westwood, and it will be out for a throw-in for the Rebels. So Bedworth have belied their position at the bottom of the table here. They're 2-0 up already. And Slough with one decent shot on target. Scott Harris with a flick on to his brother Warren. Warren cuts inside, loses the ball out. And immediately Westwood plays the ball out. And Rowe this time has played a lovely ball forwards. Just a little bit too far in front of Creaney. And Mark Scott will pick that up deep inside his penalty box. He's looking again, so he's thrown the ball out quickly. Creaney comes to close it down. Scott, long ball up. Nathan Webb's up against this one. Good clearance there by Bedworth, and immediately Rowe's got the ball. He's bypassed Martin. He's running at goal. He's going to shoot from about 25 yards out. And Mark Scott looked like he had that safely, but he spilled it. Unfortunately for Scotty, he spilled it to his side, and not a single player was near him, and he can gather at the second attempt. This time it's a long ball kicked forward. It's up against for Warren Harris. Warren Harris flicks it onto his brother Scott. Scott flicks it onto Putman. Putman down his left-hand side, looking for an option. He turns well, gets it back on his left foot, puts a cross into the far-hand side. But unfortunately, Nathan Webb had come into the penalty box. It's over his head, and it'll be out for a throw-in on that far-hand side. And Bedworth are taking their time now. They've got these 2 early goals. Dunstable 1, Froome 0 is the latest score in our league. And was there a foul there? It doesn't seem to be. Ball's with Creaney. Creaney back to Jepson for Bedworth. Down the line for Wint. Wint running up against Hollis. Wint does well to hold the ball up, but Hollis does well to challenge and bring that ball out. He's going to bring the ball forward. It's across the halfway lane. Through to Warren Harris. Warren Harris got the chance to play the ball forward. And Lewis Putnam was caught there. And the referee didn't see that, but the linesman did. It's just a clip. That is absolutely 100% the stupidest decision you will ever see. The referee is booking Wesley. So the fans here not too happy with this decision, but the referee has decided that little chip there by Wesley is worthy of a yellow card. He's the first player in the book today, and that's got to be one of the weirdest decisions you will ever see on a football pitch. But as it is, it will be a free kick to Slough. It's about 28 yards out. Putman it is who's standing over this. There's a 3-man Bedworth wall. It looks as though Putman's going to either just dink this one into the middle, or he might just go for this top left-hand corner. Slough sent McDonald and Hollis up. Putman is with this free kick. He's going to go for the corner, and Hines has just had to push that one over the top there. On target from Putman, and Hines just had to be a little bit alert there to flick that one over the top, and it will be a corner to Slough. Third corner of the day for them. Warren Harris will go over to take this one, and we'll see what's going on. It's going to be an out-swinging free kick. This time Slough do their famous okey-cokey movement. It's played in this time, pushing it back. Oh, and it was a free header there for Scott Harris. And he just couldn't direct it downwards. He was totally unmarked there. Diving header, just couldn't direct it towards the goal. And Slough, a second decent effort that they've had. 3 in total for this game, but it still remains here after 25 minutes. It's Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0, and Bedworth 2 goals in the opening 7 minutes. Slough have been a little bit better. since the 2 goals have come in, but it's no good giving a team a 2-0 head start and then starting to play. Hines with the goal kick. It's whirled again by Luke Rowe, the left wing back for Bedworth, to Wint. Rowe gets the ball back. He's looking for that ball across the top, but that will run through into the arms of Matt Scott, returning in goal after his suspension. Matt Scott, long kick. It's over the top. It's fallen towards Scott Harris. He plays it through to Putman. Putman on his left. He's lost the tackle. Slough are calling for a foul there on Scott Harris, but the referee's played on, and Rowe here totally unmarked on this left-hand side. The ball's on the right-hand side though with Degville Cross. He puts the ball in. Wint first to the ball. McClurg heads it back out, and Ryan Parsons will do well to keep that. He's played it straight into the danger zone, back towards a Bedworth player. Jepson out to Degville Cross. Degville Cross chests that ball down, closed down by Putman. Gets the ball in, and Mark Scott goes well to rise and claim that ball, and immediately he's looking for a long kick. Scott Harris up against Haynes. Haynes does well to win the ball. Nathan Webb closes down the captain Cartwright. Cartwright boots that ball very much like something you see in the Rugby World Cup. McDonald gets the ball. It's to McClurg. McClurg passes straight away to a player in green. Gets the ball back. Passes to the same player again. And this time the ball's out with Creaney, the person on the yellow card. It's just been caught by Warren Harris. Slough of the ball. He's played it over the top. Lewis Putman's on goal. He's in time. He's on time. He's going to score, is he? Great challenge by Degville Cross. That is superb defending. Putman he looks at least 2 or 3 yards offside. He bursts through onto goal just by the 6-yard area. Degville Cross comes from that right wing back position, puts a stunning tackle in just as Putman fires, and the ball's in the hands of Denham Hines, the goalkeeper. Ball's kicked up. Parsons flicks it on. It's won by Nathan Webb. This time Cartwright wins the ball. The ball will come to Adam Martin for Slough. Martin trying to play the ball for Scott Harris. He flicks the ball up, but Cross again with the clearance. Creaney up against Hollis. Great tackle there by Hollis. And this time Martin has the ball to Fraser. Fraser back out to Warren Harris. Warren Harris goes back to Martin. Martin playing a little bit too deep. Putnam goes up there. This time it's won by Warren Harris, and the ball was gone out of play, and no one seems to know whether he's given it to Bedworth or to Slough. Let's see what he's did. He's actually given the throw in to Bedworth. So it's a throw in to Bedworth just by their away dugout, and McDonald organising his defence here. They'll be aiming for the ball towards Creaney. Creaney is that gets the ball first. It's come to Rowe. Challenged by Fraser. Fraser's ball is flicked on by Hollis towards Scott Harris. Harris gives it back to his Warren. Warren's got all the pace in the world. He can get a decent cross in here. He puts it towards the back post. McClurg, well defended there by number 7 for Bedworth. Ben Steen, great defensive header as McClurg it was bursting in at that far post, and Slough have their 4th corner of the game. Nothing has come from these corners yet. Slough having a lot of possession. Hines just puts a cap on there as the sun's coming into his eyes. Warren Harris with this outswinging corner again. And this time it's a decent one. It's put right into the spot. It's a free head by McDonald, and it's cleared off the line again by Degville Cross. The little guy, he's a small guy. He's got to be about 5'2", but he's having an absolute fantastic game defensively. Great tackle, and then a clearance off the line, and Slough get yet another. This time it's a throw-in, actually, right by the corner flag. And Guy Hollis again goes over to take this. Hollis will be lining. He put a long throw-in a minute ago. Hines has got Putman on that near-hand post. Hines comes for the ball. It's cleared by Bedworth, and the referee says that for some reason, if a goalkeeper runs into a player, depends whether if it's a player of your own team or the opposing team, doesn't matter. Hines has won a free kick for Bedworth, and the game will start to settle down a little bit here. And we have played, surprisingly, I don't understand how, but we have actually played half an hour of the game here. It remains Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. Hitchin are 1-0 up at Histon as McDonald clears that goal kick from Hines. Flinked on by Scott Harris. This time it's cleared by Haynes, straight to Hollis. Hollis' first time clearance, and that'll be out of play, and unfortunately the fan there couldn't catch that one properly. Biggleswade 0, Pool 1 is the latest score. Just see if we can find some more for you. As the ball's been thrown on. It's been kept on there by Warren Harris. Long ball up, Cartwright underneath. It will fall for Putman. On the ball on his left-hand side. He's going to have to go back towards Ryan Parsons. There's no one else there to help out. Nathan Webb's come inside a little bit. Webb it is who picks up the ball. He's looking to turn. Goes back towards Parsons. Parsons goes back to McDonald. Being chased down by Steen. Ball play forward to Putman. Putman back out to Webb. Webb will come inside to Martin. Martin with a little bit of time. Trying to get it onto his left hand. Is chased by Jepson. This time Webb goes past one player. Plays the ball into McClurg. McClurg tries to play it through for Warren Harris. Again, Degville crosses the player to clear. It's come out to McClurg. McClurg does well on the edge of this penalty area for Bedworth. Gives it to Fraser. Fraser, lovely little dink ball into McClurg. McClurg, can he do anything with it? He plays it into the box. It's come through. And some great defending by Bedworth yet again. This time it's blocked. It's come across the goal. Jepson with the clearance. And it's Parsons. Ryan Parsons plays the ball into the box. Hines underneath it. He's dropped the ball. Gets it at the second attempt. And Bedworth are defending this 2-goal lead in really good defensive skills from them. They're throwing their bodies in and putting some last-minute tackles in. And Slough are having the better of the game now at 2-0 down, but Bedworth defending really well. The ball's been flicked on by Hollis. It will come through to Creaney. Creaney looking to release Rowe. Rowe's first to the ball, but Creaney wins the header. Fraser with a lacklustre clearance. This time Fraser will get the ball back. Better clearance down the line. Over the top. Putman up against Haynes. Haynes goes back to the goalkeeper Hines. Hines, first touch. Closed down by Putman. Good running by Putman there to close him down. Out to Degville Cross. Cross back out to Westwood. Up the line to Aaron Wint. Wint comes back on himself. Plays it in towards Jepson. Jepson plays the ball out. Just can't keep that one in. And it's a throw in for Slough on that far-hand side. They take it quickly. Webb towards Adam Martin. Martin looking for Putman. Putman does well to keep it in, but tackled again by Degville Cross. Cross with the defensive tackle. It will come through to McClurg. Right on the centre. He's played a really poor ball there by McClurg. Played it behind Sean Fraser, unfortunately, as Fraser started his run down into the attacking area across the halfway line. McClurg, it's just come off his shin and out for a throw-in right by the away dugout, which Cresley will take. Cresley, first player on the booking. Flicks the ball forwards. Warren Harris wins the ball, only as far as Wint. Back towards Cresley. Cresley to Westwood. Good tackle by Scott Harris. McClurg, ball up the line for Putman. Putman's chasing this. He's up against the captain Cartwright. He's right on the edge of the box. On 6-yard line, he cuts inside. Goes back inside another side. Gets it onto his right foot. Again, it's Degville Cross who gets in the way of the ball. And he's cleared the ball well. And wins it up against Hollis. Hollis gets the better of him though. Slough plays ball out to Ryan Parsons. Putman's in an offside position at the moment. He's got to get back in. But again, Degville Cross for Bedworth, putting in another great defensive block. He's up against Nathan Webb on the far-hand side. Webb wins the ball. Plays the ball inside. That's a good ball for Scott Harris. Desmond Hines comes to the edge of his area. Gives it in the middle. Oh, and he can't get the ball to Warren Harris in the middle. It's cleared by Haynes. And Slough again. All Slough at the moment. The ball's with Adam Martin up against Jepson. Goes past him well. Charges up towards the edge of it. He's 25 yards out. He's pulled back by Jepson. And if anything, that's a yellow card. And Degville Cross has just got in on a challenge, even though the referee's blown up. And maybe McClurg, I think, is asking why that happened. But the end of the result will be Slough will have a free kick. Again, it's about 25, 30 yards outside of the Biggleswade penalty area. And it looks like Putman is going to be the person that takes it again. His last one forced Hines into a save to push it over the bar. And the referee's just had a quiet word with Jepson. And Jepson will go straight into the wall. 3-man Bedworth wall. It's going to be Putman that's going to take this. And there's only 4 players up for Slough. Looks like Putman's going to put this one right on the penalty spot. I can't see him shooting from this angle, not for a left footer. Putman it is that's going to take this free kick. He shoots near post, and it's just wide of Hines' near post, and it will end up within a goal kick to Bedworth. So we can take a little breath, and Hines again, no hurry to take these goal kicks or anything. He's deciding which blade of plastic artificial grass he's going to put it on. He's still got his cap on, even though the sun's gone in. Hines in orange, long clearance, aimed towards Creaney. Creaney pushing the back on Hollis, and Slough will have a free kick just inside their own half. And then McDonald takes it quickly towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris goes back to Sean Fraser. Fraser down the back of the line to Putman. Putman comes inside. Challenged by Cutton. And Slough bringing the ball there. Putman's trying to play the advantage, but he's pulled it back. It's a free kick taken quickly towards Adam Martin. Martin plays it into Scott Harris. Scott Harris can turn. Plays the ball in. It's cleared by Haynes. This time it'll come to Degville Cross, who again clear the ball well. And Wint flicks it on up against Parsons. It'll come through to McDonald. McDonald, poor ball. He's giving it straight away to Steen of Bedworth. Flicked on to Wint. This time McDonald, better clearance from him. Towards Degville Cross. This time Martin's first to the ball for Slough. Then it comes to Cartwright, the captain, scorer of the first goal. Plays the ball down the line for Steen. Steen cuts inside. He'll go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Hines. So 20, 30 yard back pass. Putman's had to chase it down. Hines aiming again for Creaney. Creaney up against Hollis. Creaney does well to flick on. Luke Rowe again first to the ball, but Jepson tries to get in there, but McClurg with the tackle. Ryan Parsons plays it out quickly. Slough up in the tempo here. Webb towards Harris. Harris has just lost the ball from the challenge and immediately Bedworth on the attack. McDonald with the clearance. Ryan Parsons keeps the ball in. Does well to keep it in again, and this time it'll come to Degville Cross, who heads the ball forwards. It'll come to Westwood. Westwood to Wint. Wint, plenty of time. He's got his back towards the goal. And a good challenge there by Adam Martin. It will end up with a throw in to Bedworth on that far hand side. And Bedworth just take a breather now. Second goal for Dunstable. Dunstable 2, Froome 0. Adam Watkins with the goal there. Degville Cross with this throw on that far hand side for Bedworth. He still hasn't taken it. Throws it into Westwood. Westwood gives it back to him. Gives it to Wint. Wint plays it to Jepson. Jepson closed down by Putman. Ball's into the penalty area. Ryan Parsons had to come across. He's had to clear that one. And it's out for a throw-in. And Bedworth with a little bit of pressure there. And Degville Cross plays it to Jepson. Gets it back off Jepson. Degville Cross gets it to Steen. Steen challenged by Nathan Webb. And the ball's flicked out to Scott Harris, who pass it into the path of Warren Harris. Warren Pass charges through into the Bedworth half. He's trying to put the cross in quickly. It's going to fall to Putman. Putman on that left. He's going to take it down. Goes past Cartwright. Fires it in low and he's hit the near post. It's actually gone over the line. It's in the back of the net. And it must have gone through the side netting. It's gone through the outside side net. It's not a goal. And the referee is going to have to come over and inspect the netting. Hines is fixing the goal. He's wasting a little bit more time there. But, yeah, Putman with the shot into the side netting here. So we've now played 37 minutes. I don't know where the 37 minutes has gone. But it looks like the Bedworth may be in line to make a substitution. The number 15 is Mark Albrighton. He looks like he's coming on. We're just going to see who, if possible, is coming. They are actually making a substitution on 38 minutes. And it's the captain Cartwright who leaves the pitch and is replaced by Mark Albrighton. And we'll see if that means a change of formation. And Slough make a substitution as well. Scott Harris is coming off and Charlie Empire is coming on. So these substitutions on the 38th minute of the game. So that's Cartwright off, Albrighton on, and then Scott Harris off. And Scott Harris seems to be injured. He's just having a little chat with Kev. He got caught on the ankle in the first half after about 20 minutes. Charlie Empire is on for Slough. Hines gets the game back underway with a long kick. Wint wins the ball well. Only as far as McDonald. McDonald clears the ball. MP gets his first touch of the ball. Gets it to high flick there by Lewis Putman, but they play it on. Putman's surely offside, but the referee says play on. The goalkeeper comes out. And Hines does really, really well there. He got his hands down right inside the penalty area, got the handball off Putman, and then twiddled and turned and got the rebound off him, and it's safely in his hands. And he looks a long line, long kick. Ryan Parsons will win this header. It's flicked on by Nathan Webb, but only falls as far as Degville Cross. And Slough look a little bit meatier with Charlie Empire up. He's chasing everything already. As some of the Bedworth officials are on the roof of the clubhouse across the line from us. Good viewing position there. It's a throw-in on the far-hand side. It's about 10 yards away from the centre circle. Degville Cross, it is Wibbett. Long throw aimed towards Creaney. It's won by Slough and it's been cleared by Adam Martin, but Yeah, it looks like Albrighton's gone into that three-man defence for Bedworth as the ball's placed down the line. McDonald's had to go back to Scott. Closed down by Creaney. Scott, long clearance up. It'll be won by Haynes. The rebound will come only as far as Fraser. Fraser out to Warren Harris. Warren Harris marked by Cresley. He's got two men on him already. He tries to go past two. He doesn't. Luke Rowe it is. Wins the ball. Cresley plays the ball forward, looking for the runner Wint. And Mark Scott first to the ball there. And Scotty will look to kick this quickly. Nathan Webb up against Degville Cross. Webb wins the first header. It'll fall to Charlie Empey on that far-hand side up against his fellow substitute Albrighton. Albrighton clears. And it goes over the little barrier there on that side. And it's a throw-in to Slough, which Nathan Webb... Is he going to leave it for Hollis? Yep. Guy Hollis is going to come forward and launch this one into the penalty box. Slough send Gary McDonald forwards. As Bedworth with 9 men behind the ball here for this throw. As Hollis releases the ball in. Aim towards MP. It's cleared by Albrighton substitute. Only as far as Adam Martin. Martin turns, but turns into trouble. It's Rowe with the clearance. It will come through to Fraser. Fraser will go back to his goalkeeper, Scott. He's being chased down by Wint. But Scotty will have time to clear that one. It's long. And MP's up against Haynes. Haynes was the first player to the ball. Jepson for Bedworth. He gives it to Cresley. Cresley down the line. Touched by Sean Fraser. Falls to Gary McDonald. McDonald immediately clears the ball up the line. And Nathan Haynes again with the clearance there. And it's a throw into Slough. Slough take it quickly with Sean Fraser. Gets it back off Putman. Putman's got time. Putman drops deep to get the ball. Lovely ball out to Parsons on the left-hand side. Parsons will look to go outside to Webb. Webb closed down by Degville Cross straight away. He's got no option. Comes back to Martin. Martin back to Parsons. And Bedworth working hard behind the ball. McDonald, long ball up for Putman to chase. He'll be up against Albrighton. Albrighton does well to keep that in. Ryan Parsons with the header. Surely it's come off a Bedworth head there, and Slough will have a throw in on the far hand side. And Ryan Parsons it is who'll take this throw in for the Rebels. 42 minutes gone of this first half. Gives it to Putman, gets the ball back. And Ryan Parsons got the ball there. And he's given a free kick. So Parsons has got the ball. And he's running with it. And is he given a throw now? I really don't understand what the referee's giving. It ends up like it's just going to be a throw to Slough on the far hand side, which Guy Hollis has gone over to take. So another long throw launched into the box. Charlie MP. Hines comes for it. He doesn't get to it. It falls for Putman. Oh, Putman can't. It's blocked on the line again. This time it's going to come to Hollis. Played inside. McDonald this time with the clearance. And this time Hines does decide to catch the ball, and he does it safely. And another Slough attack comes to nothing. Slough just not getting the rub of the green inside that final penalty area. They've had a better of the chances, but remain 2-0 down here. As Hines, long clearance up towards Wint. Wint up against Parsons. Surely a push in the back there by Parsons, which the referee hasn't seen. But the ball's with Degville Cross. Plays it to Wint. Wint out to Steen. Ball's played forward by Degville Cross for Creaney. Creaney's offside. And that will be a free kick for the Rebels. So 43 minutes gone here at the new Oval. It's Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. And Slough just having the better of the game since those 2 goals. But you can't give a team 2-0 head start. MP loses out to Haynes. Great defending by Haynes. Rowe, lovely ball forwards for Wint. Wint up against Hollis. Wint turns, comes inside, gives the ball back out to Rowe again. Rowe comes inside, back out to Wint. Scorer of the second goal, plays it to Jepson. Jepson trying to dink the ball over for Rowe, but seen by McClurg. McClurg clears. Haynes again with the header. And this time it's a throw for Slough, right by their away dugout, which Fraser will take. Plays it quickly to Adam Martin. Gets the ball back to Fraser. Martin looking for a ball down the line. It's well won by Wesley for Bedworth, but Slough get the ball back. It's come to Warren Harris. Up against Wesley, who's already on a yellow card. Goes back to Sean Fraser, Back to McClurg. McClurg he's trying to dink that ball over, very much like the kind of ball that Jepson's been playing for Bedworth, but to no avail. The ball's out, and Putman's had to go down and kick that back because Bedworth are leaving it, and Hines, no hurry to get the ball. I don't know where the first half's gone, but we have played now 45 minutes of this first half. It seems to have disappeared very, very quickly. Hines with the goal kick. Aimed again at Winton Hollis. Good challenge there. It's come through to MP. Come to Putman. And the ball's hit Putman on hand. It will be a free kick to Bedworth. And and Jepson's just holding the ball, taking his time, putting it on the spot, wasting a little bit more time here. Bedworth hoping for the half-time whistle to blow. Haynes is with the free kick. Aimed long. Creaney, totally unmarked. He heads it in towards Wint. Wint with a chance to shoot. And this time, he blasts that one high and wide. And no danger to Mark Scott in the Slough goal. And we'll get some half-time scores coming through. It's Dorchester 2, Stratford 0 at the half-time score. Half-time score is Biggleswade Town 0, Poole Town 1. As Scott, there's the half-time whistle. And after 46 minutes, Slough have played well for 43 of them. But not even 39 of them, to be honest. Fall behind early goal in the second minute. Scored by the captain, Kyle Cartwright, from a free kick taken by Rowe. Put it into the top corner. Nothing the Scotty could do about that one. Then on 7 minutes, Aaron Wint scores the ball, gets the ball, cut inside the box, put it into the back of net, 2-0. And since then, Slough have mostly been the better of the two teams. Slough with the better of the opportunities. And but they have had a couple of decent efforts on target, but they still remain here at the new Oval at half-time. Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0, and we'll be back with the second half. We're just going to come off air for a couple of minutes. If you do want to get in contact with us, you can get in contact with us at MyFC Rebels Radio. If you want to get in contact with us on Twitter, or if you're with a member of MyFC, you can contact us on the Matchday Chat with any kind of questions that you have. Just going to see if we're going to come back and try and get you some half-time scores from around the ground. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come off air for a little bit. I'll give you one here. Got Bideford 1, Cambridge City 1. That's a half-time score that's come through there. Try and get some more for you as they come down. Histon are still 1-0 down to Hitchin. Paul, we've given you. So what we'll do is we'll take a couple of minutes off air and we'll come back with you some more half-times. And we'll come back with the full second half coverage from the new Oval here at Bedworth United, where it's Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back for this live coverage of this second half here from the new Oval at Bedworth United. Slough will be ruining those first 10 minutes of the game here, where Bedworth clearly started the brighter of the two teams, scoring first after 2.5 minutes through the captain Cole Kitewright, who's left the field. He's been substituted by Mark Albrighton in the 38th minute, and the second goal coming from the number 9, Aaron Wint. And bearing in mind that Bedworth, as I said before, hadn't scored a home goal in the league here before, I think Slough were a little bit shocked. Slough come back into the game after those first 7 or 8 minutes, and have had a couple of decent chances. Lewis Butman had a couple of chances, great tackles by Degville Cross on 2 occasions, and cleared off the line by that same player. And excuse me, Slough are out early. They've literally been on the field for about 4 or 5 minutes. I can see that they will mostly have made a substitution. I'm just trying to find who it is that has come off. I think it's going to be Jake Parsons is coming on, and it looks like Jamie McClurg will be the person that has left the pitch. I'm just checking to see what's going on. But yeah, just like Jake Parsons wearing number 15, he's out there warming up. And I think it'll be McClurg that will be confirmed. A couple of half-time scores that we've got. Bideford 1, Cambridge City 1, Biggleswade Town 0, Poole 1. I've got nothing from Chippenham or Merthyr at the moment, unfortunately. Cirencester 0, Chesham 0, Dorchester 2, Stratford 0, Dunstable 2, Frome 0. Got Histon 0, Hitchin 1. Nothing from Hungerford yet. Got Leamington 0, Weymouth 0, Porton Rovers 0, Kettering 1, and I've got nothing at the moment from Kings Lynn. So it's difficult to get the scores sometimes. They're not always everywhere around, but we'll try and keep you informed of those as they go down. So Slough will look to maybe make an attacking change with Jake Parsons coming on, and I gather they've mostly got a rollicking the management team in front of us in the home dugout. We've got Neil Baker, Mark Betts, John Underwood and Ben Edwards are in deep conversation here today, and you just wonder sometimes, maybe with the arrival of Dan Hicks from Marlow, who was captain of them. He played for Windsor as well, and also played for Chalfont St Peter. He's come in as maybe defensive cover. You just wonder if maybe they're a bit upset with how some of the defending that Slough have done today. Just go through some half times with you from other scores and around that you may be interested in. Hemel Hempstead 0, Bishop Stortford 1. We've got Maidenhead United 0, Chelmsford City 0. See who else we've got. Corby 0, Worcester City 2. A full-time score, Guernsey 2, Corinthian Casuals 4. Corinthian Casuals just down the road from where I live. Let's see what else we can find for you. Just as Bedworth come out now, for the players are coming out, just waiting for the referee to come out. And just confirmation that the substitution will be made. It will be James McClurg off and Jake Parsons on. We're just waiting for the officials to come out to get that confirmed. So we've got Borehamwood 0, Wrexham 1. Kidderminster Harriers 0, Lincoln City 2, St Albans 1, Hayes 0. And both teams have progressed here at the FA Cup. Bedworth will be away to Hednesford Town in the next round of the FA Cup after they won 2-0 here in an extra time replay. Slough obviously drawn away to Conference Southside Basingstoke. And that will be next Saturday. There is also a game on Tuesday night where Slough will host Redditch United on Tuesday. So the officials are all out. The referee just coming out to the centre circle. Slough made that substitution. And we haven't actually made sub. We're just waiting for the linesman to come over. He's just checked the nets, and then he's going to come over and do this half time. We've got a half time. Torquay United 2, Bromley 3. Some goals there. Half time. Molesey 2, Herne Bay 1, Staines 2, East Thurrock 1. And that's the substitution made for the Rebels. So Jake Parsons will start the second half. So we'll be looking to go on the attack for the start of the second half. The referee's just indicating that the game can start. Slough will be tacking right to left. And he hasn't blown the whistle yet, but there you go. Slough start the game. And immediately long ball forward play for Empire. Empire up against Degville Cross. Ball's flicked on by Bedworth, and it will be Adam Martin deep inside the Slough half to clear the ball. Up for Empire. Again, Degville Cross, good defending by him. Jepson puts this one high above the stand for Bedworth. Adam Martin wins that rebound. Ball will fall to Warren Harris on that far hand side. Trying to play the ball into Putman. Good defending by Wesley. Good challenge by Charlie Empire, and he's won a free kick, and this is a good position for the Rebels to be in. This is literally on the corner at the edge of the D outside the penalty area, so it's about 22, 23 yards out. Is Putnam going to have a third go at it? We're just going to wait to see. Adam Martin lined up with it as well. Putman as well lined up for this. So now have a free kick at the start of the second half, won by Charlie Empire. Adam Martin and Putman standing over this. It's a 4-man wall. It's a 5-man wall now for Bedworth as Hines put some more people in there to defend this free kick. So Slough will be looking to try and get back into this game and score early, just like Bedworth did at the beginning of the game. It's Martin and Putman standing over the ball. I think the goalkeeper may be thinking it's going to be a Putman shot the way he's lined it up. It's Putman that comes in, he shoots. Oh, and Hines has done really well to put that one over. Strong arms to that one. Putman was getting that one on target. Good save by Denham Hines in the Bedworth goal, and that's another good save from a Putman free kick. And Bedworth are taking their time getting the ball back onto the pitch here. They're a little bit slow at that. And it will be a corner. First corner of the second half. This time it will be Warren Harris to take this one. This will be an in-swinging corner. A little bit different for the Rebels this time. It's Warren Harris to take this free kick. Corner. So at the far post. McDonald's unmarked. It's come off Albrighton, who'd gone down with a little clash there. And as he was laying on the floor, McDonald's played it off, and Warren Harris will run straight across to take this one again. So again, Warren Harris will take this one on the far hand side this time. This will be an out-swinging corner for the Rebels. They'll put some pressure on in these early couple of minutes of the game. This time it's played forward. McDonald free shot. Oh, and he's put it over the top. McDonald, great movement there, and he had a clear chance. He couldn't get it on target. He's put it over the top. And it remains Bedworth United 2, Slough Town now, and Slough just trying to get into this second half again, trying to get in here. The latest score was Redditch United 1, Kings Lynn 0. As Hines takes this kick, it's won by Ryan Parsons. It's cleared by Degville Cross, only as far as McDonald. McDonald long lifted clearance. Empire's up against Albrighton, but Albrighton wins the header. It's flicked on by Steen. He wins. As you can hear, much to the amusement of the Bedworth fans behind us, as the referee gives a free kick. And Albrighton will take this free kick. It's just literally on the halfway line for Bedworth. Albrighton wearing the captain's armband, taking over from Carl Cartwright, scorer of the first goal, who went off injured on 38 minutes. Drilled in. Well won by Fraser. Bill fall to Wesley. Wesley out to Creaney. Creaney on that far hand side turns, gives it to Wesley. Wesley on the far touchline, looking to get the ball in. Goes past Sean Fraser into the penalty box, but he's just overrun it a little bit. Slough will bring the ball out. Fraser gets it off Creaney, but will fall to Warren Harris. It's closed down by Jepson. The ball down the line, and it's won by Nathan Haynes. And he's not kept that in. Slough will have a throw in. They take it quickly. Thrown to MP. Empire's been challenged, and he's been fouled again by Mark Albrighton. And the Slough fans on that far hand side not too impressed with that tackle. And Jake Parsons will get his first touch of the ball in this second half. He's gone over to take this free kick. Slough send Gary McDonald forward. Hollis will remain back. Putman and Empire and Adam Martin all in there. Nathan Webb just on the edge of the penalty area. It will be... we won't have it just yet because the referee is just having a conversation with Albrighton. And... it's just Albrighton runs back into the box, into his marking position, picking up McDonald. This time it's played in low by Jake Parsons. Ryan Parsons will be first to the ball. He's trying to flick it in for Putman. Putman does well to get the ball turned. He tries to go past 2. He's had to come back out. He's got it. Goes past 1. Goes Jepson. Gets the ball in. That's a good cross. It will fall to Jake Parsons. He's going to get a touch and put the ball back in. Chips it back into the far post. No one there. And Jepson can clear for Bedworth. Only as far as Wint. And Wint gets a push in the back from Ryan Parsons. And it's a free kick to Bedworth. And 5 minutes gone of this second half. And Slough again putting Bedworth under pressure. But again, that first 10-minute spell of this first half was totally ruined the game plan that the Slough managers have had. And Slough have been on the front foot ever since. But unfortunately, 2 goals down, you can't give a team 2-0 lead. Ball's played forward. It's won by McDonald. This time it's won by Steen for Bedworth to Adam Martin. Adam Martin closed down immediately by 2 players. Loses out to Jepson. Jepson can't play the ball in, and it will be a throw into Slough, which Ryan Parsons will take. Parsons takes it quick to Empire. Oh, and Charlie Empire just bundles Degville crossover. There's about a foot difference in height. And some of the Bedworth fans behind us getting a little bit incensed by these little pushes, but referee says it's just a free kick, which Albrighton again will take. Every single player apart from Denhamheim's Bedworth goalie in the Slough half. It's played long, and that's an easy one for Mark Scott to catch. And Scott trying to release Warren Harris on that far hand side. He'll be up against Wesley. Does well to get the ball back. Gives it to Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser cuts inside to Adam Martin. Martin looking for the ball over for Putman. Putman will do well to keep that one. He's up against Haynes. Putman does really well. Good play by him. Tackled by Wesley, and Wesley does well to keep it from going out for a goal kick. Corner, and does even better. Plays it off Sean Fraser, and it is a goal kick to Bedworth. So 6 minutes gone of this second half. And Slough had a lot more of the chances since those 10 minutes of the first half, but still trail here 2-0. And again, Hines is taking his time with these goal kicks, not endearing himself to the Slough fans behind the goal. And Hines is long kick. Hollis and Creaney seem to be holding hands a lot there, but the ball comes to Fraser. Fraser loops that ball forwards. Well won by Haynes from Bedworth. It's flicked on by Webb to Ryan Parsons. Parsons will go out to Jake Parsons. That's just over here. Degville crossed as well to get the ball. He's trying to chase his own overlap. A good pressure by him means that Ryan Parsons has had to go back to goalkeeper Scott. Scott, long clearance this time. Again, aimed for Warren Parsons, but Rowe is up against him. Rowe does well for Bedworth, but it will come through to Sean Fraser. Fraser will cut back, cuts inside, looks for the run of Charlie Empire. Empire gives it to Warren Harris. Warren Harris closed down immediately by 2, and Westwood can bring the ball out for Bedworth. Looking for Creaney, but doesn't get that one right, and a throw in for the Rebels on this near hand side. Ryan Parsons takes to his brother Jake. Jake turns, plays himself into danger to Adam Martin. Martin down the line for Charlie Empire. Empire does well, gives the ball to Webb. Webb flicks the ball forwards. It's come through to... falls nicely to Adam, Nathan Webb, but he can't control it. And Degville Cross gets the ball down. It's a throw in for Slough. Slough putting a lot of pressure on here. Start of the second half, trying to get back into this game. Ryan Parsons takes it quickly to Jake Parsons. Jake's got time to turn. He goes down the line, goes past 2. He's got the chance to get the ball in here. Cuts it back onto his right foot. Trying to go past Albright. He gets the flick into the box. And Wesley's almost cleared it straight across his own box. And Albrighton, strong in the tackle, can bring the ball out for Bedworth, but only as far as Adam Martin. Adam Martin this time will cut inside. He comes into the box, edge of the penalty area. He cuts inside, just overrun it a bit. Ball comes out though to Nathan Webb. Webb will go back to Ryan Parsons. Parsons, I don't know who he's looking for there. That's not a good ball. Degville Cross will let the ball run, and Jake Parsons can't get there. And it's a goal kick. And yet again, some really, really good defending by the right wing back for Bedworth. Chad Degville Cross has been exceptional in his defensive work and trying to get forward at every opportunity as Bedworth gets some instructions from the manager on this sideline. Chesham United have scored. It's Chesham 1, Cirencester 0 at Chesham. Ball's flicked up to come to Lewis Putman. He can't control it properly, and it'll be somehow it's come off a Bedworth player and ends up as a Bedworth throw. And you can tell that that's the right decision. Well, wrong decision because the Bedworth fans behind me aren't up in arms about it. Degville Cross will take this throw in for Bedworth. Down the line. Aimed towards Creaney. Creaney trying to flick the ball on. Gets it towards Wint. Win up against 2. Back heels it off against Sky Hollis. It will come out and it's a throw in for Bedworth deep by the corner flag. Win. No, he's going to leave it for Degville Cross. And Degville Cross will try and launch this one a little bit into the box. Hines, the Bedworth goalkeeper, giving some instructions to his team. Played it quick towards Steen. Steen gets the ball back from Degville Cross. Crosses the ball in. It's a good cross. There's a bit of a tangle there. And Mark Scott is going absolutely miles out of his goal. And Luke Rowe has got a chance to get the ball in. He's trying to shoot. It's a back heel by Creaney, but unfortunately into the hands of Mark Scott as he clambered back into his penalty area. He immediately launches the ball for Charlie Empire. Empire up against Haynes. Haynes does really well. Then it's chested down by Steen, but he gives it away to Charlie Empire. Empire gives it to Jake Parsons. Parsons up against Haynes. Cuts inside the box. Goes past another challenge. Is he going to shoot? He does. He shoots, and it's not enough power in it to worry Hines. And Hines immediately bowls the ball out quickly for James Jepson. Jepson trying to release Win. It's got to be about 7 miles offside, surely. But he's got the ball. He's on the edge of the penalty area. He shoots! And he blasts that ball over the top of the crossbar. But he looked a mile offside there. And somehow the linesman on this side has missed it. And Slough breathes a sigh of relief as he fires over. And it remains, after 11 minutes of this second half, it remains Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. Slough still can't get back into this game. Resolute defending from Bedworth. Ball's full to Nathan Webb. Webb's trying to release Putman. Putman up against Wesley. Wesley, and he's given away a foul there as Lewis Putman. It's foul on Wesley. Just a little cladder there. And again, Hines behind the goal is just taking his time. No hurry. No hurry whatsoever. Substitution so far in the game. It's Mark Albrighton came on the 38th minute for Carl Cartwright, the captain of Bedworth. At the same time, Scott Harris came on, replaced by Charlie Empire. And a half-time substitution at half-time substitution at half-time. Second substitution at half-time by Slough is Jake Parsons on for Jamie McClurg. As Hines takes this goal kick. This is a long one, aimed for Wint. Wint up against McDonald. McDonald wins his first one. Webb flicks the second ball on to Harris. Harris to Putman. Putman cuts inside into the centre circle. Trying to release Jake Parsons. Parsons cuts inside. Plays the ball for Warren. It's just overhit. Good idea from Jake Parsons there, but Warren Harris just couldn't get it. And Hines, again, time wasting here with 33 minutes to go. So he's hoping a little bit there. Bedworth have the ball. It's with Haynes. Haynes will come over to Degville Cross. He does well to keep that one in. Not closed down. He's got to play the ball down for Wint. Wint does a really good run across McDonald's, but well watched by Mark Scott in the Slough goal. And Scott will have the ball. He'll look to kick long again. Aiming for Charlie Empire. Warren Harris and Wesley up against that. Wesley wins ahead. It's out for a throw-in on that far-hand side. And Slough take it quickly through Sean Fraser to Webb. Fraser gets the ball back. He's up against Jepson. Wins the ball back. So another throw-in. This time to Nathan Webb. Webb towards Charlie Empire. Having his shirt tugged. Tries to release Fraser on the overlap. Good tackle there by Luke Rowe, the left wing back for Bedworth, and throw in for Slough. This time Guy Hollis does come up and take it on. Histon have got a goal back here. It's now Histon 1, Hitchin 1. As Hollis on this far hand side, level with the Bedworth penalty area, will launch a long throw into the box. Aimed McDonald's up against that one. It will fall to Putman just on the edge of the area on the far hand side. Tries to go past Creaney. Dinks the ball in. It's Hines can't clear the ball properly, and then Bedworth clear it off the byline. Wint does really well to hold the ball up against Fraser. Fraser dives on the ball, but it's Steenham's Fraser that can bring the ball out. Hollis with a good challenge. Ryan Parsons will go back to goalkeeper Scott, and Bedworth will just sit back and relax and defend the ball. And Jake Parsons in acres of space on this left-hand side here. Ball's aimed Wade. If Mark Albrighton will win this one, clear header for him. Will fall for Steen. Steen will play it down the line for Wint. Wint will be up against Gary McDonald, but safely seen out by McDonald. And a throw-in for the Rebels. They're going to leave it for Ryan Parsons to take. Parsons aims long to Empire. Empire up against Staines. Degville Cross with the second header. It's won by Martin. Empire can't clear this one. Comes to Nathan Webb, does win the ball. Only as far as Jepson. And that is a poor challenge there by Andy Whitehead on Adam Martin. And Martin is in acres of pain here. He's rolling around here. He's going to get a card for this one. It just matters whether it's going to be a yellow or a red. But I think he's just left his foot in a little bit. Is he going to his back? He's gone to his back pocket, and it is a red card to the Bedworth number 4, Andy Westwood. It's got to be for leaving a bit of a dangerous tackle. And the referee's immediately surrounded by Bedworth players. Jepson's just telling everyone to stay away. But just a poor challenge there. He just left his stud showing, caught Adam Martin on the shin. Bedworth management aren't too happy about that. And it is a red card on the 60 minutes. So on the hour mark, Bedworth have been reduced to 10 men here. And can Slough make this man advantage count? Bedworth just getting their players to switch on a little bit. They're not too impressed with the decision, but it is with 30 minutes left of this game. Bedworth are down to 10 men. It'll be a free kick just inside the Slough half for Gary McDonald to take. Slough just trying to organise themselves. Bedworth just trying to... Are they going to look to make a substitution? No, they're just going to keep going at the moment. McDonald plays the ball over to the far side for Fraser. Fraser will come inside. We'll go back to Nathan Webb. Webb will got no one to help him. Adam Martin comes back on. Plays the ball. Aimless ball forwards there by Slough. Will come through to Putman. Putman's immediately closed down. He's got it onto his left foot. Gets it back onto his right foot. Shoots. It's a low shot, and again Hines does well to save. And again Hines will not rush this goal kick at all. And it's just Hines takes the kick, and Bedworth with only one up front now. Looks like Creaney's come into midfield to fill that gap in, and ball's played forward for Putman. Putman on this side looking for the run of Warren Harris. It's just slightly behind him, but Warren Harris still got it. Cuts back to Fraser. Fraser will look inside to Putman. Putman does well to turn, gets absolutely clattered by the left fullback row there. And it's another free kick about 30 yards out, and he's going to his book again as the referee. This will be a yellow card for the number 3 for Bedworth, Luke Rowe. And the referee's not endearing himself to the Bedworth United fans here. They're still questioning that red card decision. And it is a yellow card to Luke Rowe, and Slough will have a free kick. And you can hear some fans, just a bit of trouble between some Slough fans here. And it's a free kick to Slough. We'll leave the fans behind. It's a free kick to Slough. Jake Parsons will take this. 25 yards out. He's played it into the box. Well won by Albrighton. Well cleared this time by Degville Cross, and Wint will do well to chase up against Sean Fraser. Fraser does well. Keeps the ball in, but Slough not looking for that. Degville Cross will get the chance to head clear to Steen. Steen can't keep the ball in, and it's out. As Stewart just comes along and just calms everything. It's a throw in for Slough just on the halfway line. Ryan Parsons to take. Empire up, flicks the ball in. Jake Parsons wins it, goes past one. Empire flicks it in towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris has got the ball. Playing it out to Fraser, just slightly behind him. Good challenge there by Jepson. Fraser loses the ball out. And Scott's going to have to come a long way out of his penalty area. First time touch. Wint decides to close it down. This one's aimed for Charlie Empire. It's a little bit too long for him. Tries to keep it in, but Degville Cross sees that one out. And it remains Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. 19 minutes of this second half gone. An eventful day here at the new Oval, with Bedworth now down to 10 men. It's thrown on quickly. Wint it is up against McDonald. Played through to Webb. Webb does well to turn, but loses out to Jepson. Jepson out to Wesley. Wesley looks like they're playing maybe a 4-4-1 formation now for Bedworth, as Mark Scott's got the ball. He's going to launch this one deep. Again, aiming for Warren Harris. Does well to flick it on, but well cleared again by Haynes, who's been exceptional at the Bedworth defence. Slough will have a throw in deep inside their own half. Hollis will take it quickly. He's going to throw it to Scott. And Scott will have plenty of time in the Slough goal to bring this ball forwards. Plays the long ball forwards. Again aimed towards Charlie Empire. Empire up against Albright. Pushing the back surely there, but not seen. Ryan Parsons first to the ball. Runs into a bit of trouble. Nathan Webb does well. Turns. edge of the areas. Gives it ball to Charlie Empire. Empire shoots that one wide over the top. And it remains Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. Just a couple of scores. Poole Town still leading 1-0 away to Biggleswade. Poulton Rovers down to 10 men as well. There's Hines, long kick forward, Wint up against Hollis. It's well won this time by Rowe. Rowe does really well. He's closed down Gary McDonald. He's got a chance to shoot. He shoots. And he puts that one just wide of the diving Mark Scott. But great work there by Luke Rowe, who's only just picked up a yellow card. Chased the ball down, chased his own flick on, and chased McDonald down into the corner and got a shot off. Slough got to be wary of that. Mark Scott plays the ball in. It's come off a Bedworth plate. It will be a throw in on that far hand side. Mark Scott just getting some instruction from Neil Baker whereabouts he wants the ball put from now on. Chesham are now 2-0 up away to Cirencester. Slough have this throw in. It's going to be Guy Hollis. Long throw aimed towards Empire. Empire beaten to the ball by Haynes. It will be another throw for Slough a little bit further down. And he's actually, I don't know if that's ever been done before, but Creaney has actually cleared the ball. He's cleared it outside the car park. He's hit it onto the roof of a building that's 3 stories high, and then onto another one. And a bit of bad sportsmanship there by the Bedworth management. They've kicked the ball on, but rather than kick it over to where the throw-in was, he's just rolled the ball onto the pitch. And John Underwood, the Slough manager, not too happy about that kind of sportsmanship there. And a few words just being exchanged. And just Coe's coming down. Ball's still going on. Warren Harris gets the ball to Charlie MP. MP out to Putman. Back towards Warren Harris on that far hand side. Up against Wesley. Trying to go past him. Gets a cross in. It comes well cleared by Haynes. And there's a free kick. Free kick given towards Bedworth. And Slough fans not too impressed, but the Bedworth fans equally not impressed with what's going on as well. And we're just watching a few things going on. There's some action on the pitch and off the pitch. So we're just keeping an eye on what's going on. Hines it is that's going to take this free kick for Bedworth. Ball's played long by Hines towards Wint. Wint flicks it on. Does well for Rowe to chase. Rowe up against Fraser. Rowe's done really well to kick that. He's kept it in and he's got it in for a throw-in on that car hand side. Throw into Slough. So we'll need to put the corner flag back in first before they can take that. And long throw this time by Hollis. It's well won by Creaney for Bedworth. It's come to Adam Martin. Martin this time trying to clear the ball, but no one up there. And it's out for a throw-in just over the halfway line. So still Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. We are halfway through the second half here. Another goal. We've got Dorchester 3, Stratford 1. Ball's played in. It's 1-2. Charlie Empire. Empire plays it behind the on-rushing Warren Harris, and it's a throw to Bedworth. And again, Bedworth in no hurry to take this whatsoever. It's Wesley, the number 11, will take this for Bedworth. Aimed at long throw, headed by Fraser, only as far as Rowe. Rowe up towards Wint. Wint's marked by Hollis. Wint does well to hold the ball up in that corner. Trying to win a throw-in, and he has. It's a throw-in to Bedworth in that corner. Creaney trying to make a move there, but they're going to just waste a little bit more time again. Eat some of the clock up here. And Wesley as it goes over to take this. Comes back to Wesley. He tries to go past, and that's out for a goal kick. And again, immediately doesn't want to give the ball back, but Webb gets the ball back to Scott, and Scott can take this dead ball kick. And Scott takes a long clearance, aimed again towards Charlie Emper, up against Haynes. Again, Haynes wins the ball. Flicked on by Wesley, but out of bounds, and ball's going to come back. And Slough will have a throw in just over the halfway line. Schward and Fraser to take. Fraser, long throw, again aimed towards MP, but well seen by them. Cleared by Creaney. Long clearance there by Creaney. Right into the 6-yard line, almost that's level with. And it's Mark Scott. Rolls the ball out, looking to get the ball Slough further down the pitch. Warren Harris does well to flick the ball onto Charlie Empire. Empire trying to cut inside, turns one way, turns another. Great defending again by Nathan Haynes. It's a corner to Slough on that far hand side. And it's Warren Harris that goes over to take it. This time Slough send both Hollis and McDonald up for this one. Don't forget Bedworth are down to 10 men with a sending off of Andy Westwood on the hour. This time the ball's played in. Hollis should have got a free header. Slough trying to claim a cushion in the back on Nathan Webb. And Bedworth can attack. It's 4 against 3 here. It's 5 against 3 here. And Slough needs to get back. The ball's with Creaney. Creaney 25 yards out. Gives the ball to Jepson. Jepson trying to cut inside. Good tackle by Sean Fraser. He's got the ball back though in that far hand side. Again, Sean Fraser. Again, this time he's won the tackle. And a little bit of afters there in the far hand corner. And it's going to be a free kick to Bedworth just by the byline of the Slough touchline. And just a little bit heated in the stand here between some of the fans. And we'll come back to just a bit of fun going on between some fans here. We're just trying to keep you entertained with the football rather than what's going off. It's a free kick for Bedworth, which rotates. He drives it in low or falls out. Well cleared by Slough. Martin can bring the ball out. Gives it to Jake Parsons. Jake Parsons can bring the ball over the halfway line. Closed down by Degville Cross. Goes past him, then goes past Jepson, looking for an option. Slough still deep defending. Plays it to his brother Ryan. Ryan will come inside. Outside to Charlie Empire. Charlie on the edge, looking to get the ball back in. Back in towards Jake Parsons. Parsons this time trying to dink the ball over for Charlie. Oh, he just can't get hold of it. And all Brighton can clear for Bedworth. Out of the ground. And energetic catch there by Neil Baker. And it's going to be a substitution for Bedworth United. It's going to be the number 7, Ben Steen, being replaced by the number 14, David Blinkinsop. So substitution after 27 minutes of this second half. Obviously, you can tell by their reaction as he's taken quite a while to come off the pitch. The referee's in no hurry to get him going. So substitution there with 18 minutes of this second half remaining. Blinkinsop on for Steen. Slough have the throw in. They take it quickly towards Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb goes forward. And Blinkinsop's first thing to do in the game is to give away a free kick, which Slough will have. This is a bit further out. It's about 35, 40 yards out. Jake Parsons will take this free kick. The referee adamant about where he wants it taken. So it's going to be Jake Parsons to take this free kick. Hollis and McDonald up for the Rebels. Needs a decent ball in. It's going to be flicked on. It's coming out to Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb heads it in towards the box. Haynes for the clearance. Fall for Jepson. Jepson loses out to Warren Harris. Warren Harris on that far right-hand side. Can he beat Jepson to get across in? He can get across in. It's flicked off MP. And it's almost it. And this time, McDonald goes whacking straight into Hines. And Hines has clashed with the Degville Cross. Both of them are down. Is he going to stop the play? A little bit of a clash of heads there, and both of them are injured. He's saying that neither of them want treatment. But again, some good solid defending there by Bedworth United, hanging on to this 2-0 lead and looking very dangerous on the break. And Slough have just got to be aware of that. They're working hard, but every time Bedworth attacks, Slough a little bit less energetic going forwards on those kind of attacks. So everything's up and all right. It's going to be a free kick he's given. And Bedworth will have a free kick. I think he's given it as a goal kick now. But it's a dead ball kick inside the 6-yard line box, whatever the outcome is. And Hines he's taking it. Again, he's taking his time to take this kick. Hines takes long. Aim for Wint. Wint will lose that one. McDonald, great header forwards. Again, Mempey this time beats Nathan Haynes. That's the first time he's supposed to be beating him in the entire game in the air. And Slough win a throw-in on that far-hand side. Looks like Hollis is going to take this one, and McDonald goes forwards for this one. And Nathan Webb's just being told to come in. It's a long throw-in. All Brighton. Good header there by him. Only as far as Adam Martin. Martin to Jake Parsons. Jake Parsons is going to go all the way back to his goalkeeper from deep inside the Bedworth half. Scott can bring the ball forwards about 10 yards here. He's going to try and launch this one a lot deeper into the area. He's aiming for Ryan Parsons. McDonald's still up. McDonald flicks the ball on. Cleared this time by Bedworth. And Wint is up against Ryan Parsons. Guy Hollis it is. Guy Hollis with the header. It'll fall to McDonald. McDonald out to Ryan Parsons. Parsons trying to play the ball in quickly. Hines will have that one. Easy catch for Hines. And again, he takes his time with the clearance. Dorchester, is it? Dunstable 3, Froome 1. Ball's played forward. Wint does well. Challenges McDonald. McDonald heads the ball out. As someone doesn't like the decision there. Dunstable 3, Froome 1 is the latest score in our league. It's a throw for Bedworth. It's Degville Cross with the throw. Aim towards Creaney. Creaney does well to win it against Parsons. This time, Wint loses out to McDonald. And McDonald clearly is going to get a yellow card for this, surely. He's just barged Wint off the ball without even looking. He's clearly played the man and not the ball. And the referee's going to have a word, but he's not going to get his card out. And he's actually got... McDonald has got blood pouring from the side of his head. So I think McDonald's just trying to explain to the Bedworth bench that he hasn't exactly cut himself. And it must have come from a challenge. So the referee's having an eventful game here, and McDonald there claiming that he's got an elbow in the head, and he'll have to go off. And whether that bandage can come back on, or whether Dan Hicks would, it is going to be a substitution. Gary McDonald will come straight off immediately, replaced by the returning Dan Hicks. Dan Hicks, who played for Slough as a youth player, and Gary McDonald's not too happy here. He's got blood coming from the back of his head, and he's come straight off the pitch. The managers aren't taking any kind of things. They want to get that treated and get that seen to, and make sure he's okay. And he's sat down right in front of us. I'm just going to see how bad it is. His blood's all over the back of his head there. He's got a nasty little cut to the back of his head. The game will restart with a free kick to Bedworth. It's about 30 yards outside of the box. There will be plenty of time added on after that injury stoppage. Played into Blenkinsop, back towards Rowe. Challenged by Webb. It will fall to Rowe. Rowe will shoot. It's a great shot. Equally great save there by Mark Scott. And in fact, he's parried it out, and it's actually gone out for a throw-in on that far-hand side. Shows you how much power is in that shot there from Luke Rowe. And Bedworth have a throw-in on the far-hand side. Creaney is to take it. He's going to leave it now for Rowe. And John Underwood's just telling them to just defend a little bit higher up the pitch. Ball's back with Rowe from Creaney. It'll come to Sean Fraser. Fraser clears. Slough leaving free up front with Warren Harris. Haynes again wins the ball well. It's come to Creaney. Creaney can't keep it in, but it's come off Nathan Webb. And it's the way it stands at this foot. Bedworth will get the first 3 points of the season against Slough, who have done everything right. And that's a foul again. And Nathan Webb's not too happy with the challenge from Creaney. And the referee's just standing there, lets it go. He's not getting involved. And Slough will have a free kick. Mark Scott will take this. They're going to try and push people forwards. Ball will come out to Ryan Parsons on this left-hand side. Flicks it through to Hicks. Hicks has actually gone up front for Slough. Hicks is playing as a centre forward, and it looks like Nathan Webb will pair with Guy Hollis. Ball's with Sean Fraser to Martin. Martin will go across wide to Ryan Parsons. Parsons will go into Putman. Putman will turn. Good challenge by Degville Cross again. Creaney with the ball. Creaney's got plenty of time to bring it out. It's closed down by Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb does really well to win that. Try to release Charlie Empire up against Degville Cross. Good challenge by both of them. It'll fall through and safely into the hands of Denham Hines. And again, Degville Cross defending really well for Bedworth United. Bedworth still down to 10 men. Slough have used all 3 substitutions. It really looks as if Guy Hollis is playing literally a back 1. Ball's played up. He's up against Wint. Wint does well to flick the ball on, but it runs too far past Rowe into the hands of Scott. Scott immediately launches the ball down the field. Hicks has gone up front. Can't get the ball. It's fallen to Jepson. Jepson puts it in for Wint. Wint does well to win the header. Up against Hollis. Hollis is going to try and see that one out. It's a throw-in on that far-hand side. We've got 10 minutes of this second half, plus whatever extra will be added on, and there will be a fair few minutes added on. Jepson with a clearance. It will come straight through to Mark Scott in the Slough goal. Scotty throws the ball forwards outside of his penalty area, looking for a long ball in. He's aiming for Ryan Parsons up against Blenkinsop. Parsons wins the header. He has to chase his own flick on. Ball's played up. It will fall to Adam Martin. Man chased down by Wint. It'll come to Jake Parsons. Parsons will look for a ball over the top for Ryan Parsons. Ryan Parsons does well to keep that. It's right by the corner flag. Is he going to lose it to Digville Cross? Digville Cross again. Really good defending. Comes only as far as Putman. Putman in towards Jake Parsons. Jake Parsons going to shoot. And he chips it to the far post. Well cleared by Wesley. Adam Martin will pick that loose ball up. Slough camped in the Bedworth half. Poor ball by Adam Martin. Digville Cross again can win the ball out. He's looking for Wint, but Wint made the wrong run. And Scott deep inside his own half. Slough management not too impressed with how this game's going at the moment. Scott can bring the ball out. He's about 25 yards out of the goal. Long ball up. Hicks is the man that they're aiming for. He's got the first touch, but the referee doesn't think that's a foul. And the ball's been played forward. And Guy Hollis has made a mistake. He's recovered really well, and Wint will chase him down. Hollis, decent ball down, but Digville Cross first to the ball. Hollis up against Wint. It falls to Jake Parsons. Slough trying to pressure on. Jake just overrun that one a little bit. Poor ball forward by Creaney. And Slough will have a throw in. Level with their own penalty box. And Hollis will take this quickly and throw it towards Scott. Wint doesn't go forwards for this, saving his energy here. It's still Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 0. We're in the final 10 minutes of the game. Bedworth, don't remember, down to 10 men with the sending off of Andy Westwood on the hour. Scott, long ball forwards, aim for Hicks. Hicks chests it down, can't get the ball. It's cleared this time by Rowe, and it will come straight back towards Mark Scott. Mark Scott, plenty outside of his area. Long ball forwards. Hicks this time flicks it on. It will fall to Putman. Putman shoots. It's a good save by Hines. And out for a corner on the far hand side. And Slough are trying to get closer and closer back into this game. We've got 10 minutes left. Can they get back into this game? The latest goal, Dunstable 2, Froome 2. So Froome 3-0 down. They'll come back to 3-2. Can Slough do the same here at the Oval? It's corner on the far hand side. Warren Harris will take this. Harris puts this ball into the box. Free header for Hollis, and he's put it over the top of the bar. Unmarked in the middle of the goal. He couldn't get it on target. And Hines takes his time getting the ball back. Really good chance that was for Slough. Should do better with that kind of opportunity. But again, Slough haven't taken these opportunities today. And it's not looking good for the Rebels. Bedworth are defending very, very stoutly today. So Hines is with the goal kick. Long clearance up. Wint is the one he's aiming at. Up against Hollis. Wint does well. Hollis wins the first header. Creaney wins the second. Tries to head into the powerful Wint, but good defending by Hollis will bring it back to Mark Scott. Scott trying to lash it forwards again. Long clearance by Cook. Hicks up against Haynes. Hicks does well to win the first touch, but the ball unfortunately rolls straight into the hands of Denham Hines in the Bedworth goal. And again, Bedworth Hines Denham Hines takes his time in the Slough goal, in the goal. Long kick up. Guy Hollis again, strong header. Creaney wins the second ball, but it will come through to Adam Martin. Adam Martin being chased by Wint. Cuts inside the middle. Looking for that ball over the top for Warren Harris. Can he get to that one? No. Again, Hines comes to the edge of his area to win that ball. And it's like a third substitution in coming up for Bedworth in a second. So again, Hines trying to kick the ball forwards. Blenkinsop up against Hollis, but it will bounce into the penalty area. And Scott immediately throws the ball forwards again, trying to get Slough on this attack. He's almost up to the halfway line. He's scared if he gets any further. Scott playing that long ball forward. This time it's aimed for Hicks. Hicks can't get the ball. It's well cleared by Albright. Falls to Nathan Webb. Nathan Webb trying to play the ball in. He fell almost to Lewis Putman. He just turned the wrong way and couldn't get the ball. Hines again wastes some time. And again, Slough are just trying but can't get that final third in. But just no luck in that final third for them. Hines again with the ball. He's still got it. Again, long ball up. Wint again. Endless running by him. Hollis does well to win the first ball. And Webb will win the second ball for Slough to Fraser. Fraser looking again. Slough just looking at that ball all the time. It's won by Charlie MP. He flicks it on. Hicks has scored. Hicks has got a goal back. It's 2-1 on his debut. Should be a yellow card there for Degville Cross for kicking the ball away. It's got to be. It's got to be a yellow card for that. It is. Slough have got one back here. We now have 5 minutes plus injury time added on. It's Hicks, Dan Hicks, on his debut, scoring as coming on a substitute for Gary McDonald. And Slough are trying to get back. Bedworth are absolutely out on their feet. They do make a substitution. The hard-working Aaron Wint will be replaced by number 12, Alex Naunton. And Wint taking his time getting off the pitch. Not in a hurry, he's trying to waste a bit more time, but the referee will surely just add this on. So we've got literally 5 minutes plus, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 minutes of injury time to add on with the red card and the injury to Gary McDonald. And straight on comes Alex Naunton, giving his instruction. Blenkinsop, it looks, will go up front and Norton will go into the midfield. 2-1 here at the Oval. Blenkinsop kicks it off. Creaney, long ball forwards. It's aimed towards the substitute Norton. It's cleared by Ryan Parsons. Adam Martin. And it's immediately just clattered him in the face. His first touch, Norton, is to bundle straight into Adam Martin. It's a free kick. Mark Scott is going to look to pummel this forward. Slough sending everyone forwards for this. It's flicked on. Creaney. It's fallen. Has it fallen behind? Oh, it's just fallen the wrong way. Webb with the header out towards Ryan Parsons. Parsons will go to his brother Jake. Jake up against Degville Cross. Jake goes past him well. Trying to get the cross in. Not the best of crosses. And it's out for a goal kick. And again, Denham Hines is in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to take this one. But Slough, remember, only a goal down now. It's Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 1. As we go into the last 3 minutes of normal time. Hines, long clearance, aimed towards Blenkinsop. Hollis, it is well won. Falls to Jake Parsons, back towards Adam Martin. Martin turns inside, gives it to Ryan Parsons, but he loses it. And the ball's been played by Blenkinsop off Parsons and a throw into Bedworth. Again, Bedworth in no hurry to take this throw in whatsoever. The referee just telling him where he wants to take it from. And it's Degville Cross, throws the ball for Blenkinsop. It's hooked back by Hollis. Adam Martin will keep this one onto the pitch. Putman's challenge there, it comes to Empire. Empire flicks it onto Dan Hicks. Dan Hicks, poor touch. It will come, almost falls into the path of MP. It's Degville Cross, plays it back to Hines. Hines with the clearance, long. Plenty of time. They'll leave this ball for Mark Scott. Mark Scott's almost literally playing as the lone centre-back by the looks of it. He's playing alongside Guy Hollis, a centre-back. Long ball forwards. This time it's again aimed for Hicks. Hicks wins the flick on through to Charlie Empire in the box. He's turning, gives it back to Ryan Parsons. Parsons chips the ball out to the far post. Warren Harris can't keep it. Yes, he can. He can keep it in back to Fraser. Fraser chips it in, but again, a poor cross by Fraser. It's not. And Hines again pushes the ball away. And the Slough fans are just saying that he should be hurrying up with that one. We are in 43 minutes of this second half. 2 minutes left plus injury time to be added on. The referee is I think it's a little bit of cramp to the number 6 for Bedworth, Nathan Haynes, and the Bedworth think it's 2 minutes, but it'll be 2 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on. And Haynes has just had his cramp stretched out of him. And the game will restart with Hines taking this goal kick. 2-1 is the score here at the Oval. Can Slough grab a last minute snatch win equaliser? He'll have Blenkinsop against Hollis. Blenkinsop got a touch there. It's a throw in for Slough. Slough, they're just going to take it quickly. Hollis will throw it to Mark Scott. Mark Scott in his penalty area. He's going to come as far forward as he possibly can. He's like 10, 15 yards out of his box. Blenkinsop goes to close down. Scott plays the ball in. Hicks again is the man that flicks it on. We've got full through Jake Parsons. Jake Parsons, he jumps at the man instead of the ball, and Bedworth get a free kick. And again, it's Creaney this time. No hurry, kicks the ball back. They're going to take their time on these free kicks. And Denham Hines it is that's going to take this free kick for Bedworth. Everyone is virtually camped inside the Bedworth half. Hines it is will take it. He'll be aiming at this far-hand side to where Blenkinsop is. He's going to play it it's easily into the hands of Mark Scott. And Mark Scott can immediately get Slough to launch up the field. Long kick. This time he's aiming towards the right where Warren Harris is. Warren Harris up against Rowe. Rowe does well to win that first header. He'll fall to Fraser. Fraser, poor ball back in, and Blenkinsop has done well to win the ball back for Bedworth. He's going to go into the corner, up against Hollis. Hollis will guide it back to Scott. Not the best of balls back, but Scott's got no one challenging. Bedworth down to 10 men, missing that second striker. Scott, again, trying to get the ball forwards fast. Again, it's aimed for Dan Hicks. Hicks up against Albright. Albright wins it, but only as far as Jake Parsons. Parsons, trying, what's he doing there? Poor ball. And Jepson can clear for Bedworth. He's keeping the ball. And he's just aimlessly put that ball down deep into the Slough half, which Mark Scott will chase, keeps the ball in. And again, he'll knock the ball forwards 10, 15 yards to try and get Slough further down the pitch. Long ball again from Scott. This time Harris up against Haynes. It will fall out. Nathan Webb will try and get the ball off Blenkinsop. It's come off Blenkinsop. It's a throw in to Slough. Slough look to take it quickly to Adam Martin. Martin's got time to turn. Up against Jepson. Plays the ball to Nathan Webb on that far-hand side. Webb, poor touch. It's come off Rowe. It's a throw-in on the far-hand side. Guy Hollis goes to take this one. We have played 46.5 minutes of this second. Mark Scott is going up in goal for Slough. He's going up. Will he do the same as what he did at Stratford? Will he get the touch to make that last-minute equaliser? It's thrown in. It's a push. It's going to come to Putman on the far edge of the area. He chips it back in. It's flicked in. It's coming. And it's fallen into the hands of Hines. And Hines is going to take his time on this one as Mark Scott jogs back into the Slough goal. Hines is who's got the ball. Long kick. And all he's doing is giving the ball straight back in. Fraser's going to do his best to keep that in. He keeps it in deep inside himself. Gives it to Mark Scott. Mark Scott can bring this ball forwards. He's going to try and get Slough further and further down the pitch. Long ball. This time Hicks again wins it. Doesn't flick it on properly, and it's out for a throw-in for Bedworth. And Bedworth will just cool this down a little bit. And Bedworth in no hurry to take this throw-in again. They're just taking their time trying to kill this game off. 47.5 minutes. The ball's been thrown in. Blenkinsop up against Hollis. Hollis does well to win the ball. Doesn't get the best of touches on it. Has to do his own clearance. It's full as far as Jepson. Jepson plays it forward to Blenkinsop. Blenkinsop back heel trying to get into the path of Jepson. Martin with the tackle. This time Ryan Parsons plays it up. Degville cross again. And that is the final whistle here at the new Oval. And the final score is Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 1. And 10 minutes of sheer frustration from Slough in that first half. They've absolutely dominated the game since those first 10 minutes. But Bedworth have defended heroically. Some really good defensive performances, especially by number 6, Nathan Haynes, and also number 2, Degville Cross. They've been throwing themselves in defending with all their lives, and it's paid off for the Bedworth United. Greens have a 2-1 victory here at the Oval, and Slough will look to get back to winning ways on Tuesday night with that game against Redditch. The Slough players are just walking off there, and the Slough fans will be pleased with the performance but not pleased with the result. And it's a disappointing end to a good couple of weeks for the Rebels as it finishes 2-1 here, and only played a couple of minutes of injury time there. And I think that you'd be a bit disappointed with the referee there. Only 2 and a bit minutes of injury time. I would have guessed with the head injury and the time for the sending off that there would have been a lot more. It wasn't to be that way. And as the last of the Slough players come off, getting some thanks from Charlie, and there's Trent Phillips and Mark Betts. But it finished final score here. And from the Oval here at Bedworth, it is Bedworth United 2, Slough Town 1. And we'll join you all on Tuesday next week, where Slough will entertain Redditch United on Tuesday night. That'll be a 7:45 kickoff. You're all welcome to join us. If you can't make it to the game, we'll be here on Rebels Radio. And until Tuesday, we wish you all the best. Have a great weekend. And you know what they say, don't let the football ruin your weekend. So until Tuesday, we wish you all the very, very best.